Dear students, welcome to this session. With this session, we will start with a new module, DC generator and DC motor. So, in case of a DC generator, first we will see what is a DC machines. The device which transfers energy from mechanical to electrical or electrical to mechanical is called as a electrical machine. So what is a electrical machine? Electrical machine, a machine that converts mechanical to electrical or electrical to mechanical energy is called as a electrical machine. And electrical machines are divided into two types. One is called as a DC generator and one is a DC motor. In case of a DC generator, what is a DC generator? DC generator is a machine which converts mechanical energy into DC electrical energy. That is called as a DC generator. So what does the DC generator do? DC generator will convert the mechanical energy into electrical energy. And what is the principle it will work on? The principle that a generator works on is on the Faraday's electromagnetic induction principle. So whenever a flux linked with a coil or conductor changes, an EMF will be induced in that particular coil or a conductor. So this is the principle on every generator works. Even the DC generator works on the same principle. Faraday's first law, it tells how EMF is induced, and Faraday's second law gives how much EMF is induced. And when we want to understand the working principle, we use the Faraday's first law, that is how EMF is produced, and if you want to derive the equation, we will use the Faraday's second law, that is how much EMF is induced. The working principle for the generator is, it works on the principle that whenever a flux linked with a coil or a conductor changes, an EMF will be produced in that particular coil or a conductor. And when we talk about a DC generator, unlike AC, DC has a definite polarity. So we need to know which direction the induced EMF would be, means which one would be the positive polarity and which one would be the negative polarity. The direction of the induced EMF can be found using Fleming's right hand rule. So using applying the Fleming's right hand rule, we can find out which direction the EMF is induced, or other way to say that is which is the positive polarity and which is the negative polarity, and we will come to know the direction of the current. It will always go from positive polarity to the negative polarity. Now this is the simple diagram, okay, and I hope you know the Fleming's right hand rule. What is Fleming's right hand rule? Fleming's right hand rule is, if you hold your forefinger, thumb and the middle finger in such a way that each are at 90 degree to each other, or each are at a right angle to each other, then if you point the forefinger to the direction of the magnetic flux, and if you point the thumb to the direction of the motion, then the middle finger will give you the direction of the EMF induced or direction of the current. So using that principle, we can find out which direction the EMF is induced. So this is a simple construction where we can understand how EMF is generated, how electrical mechanical energy is converted into DC electrical energy. So you can see a pair of poles here, north south. The magnetic lines of flux would be from north to south, and we have a coil, right, A, B and C, D. So this is a coil. AB represents a conductor and CD represents a conductor, and this particular coil is connected to something called as a commutator segment. We will understand what is this commutator segment. And on the commutator segment we have a brush. So the small square boxes you are seeing, that is nothing but a brush. Brush is touching upon the commutator segment, and that is connected to an external load, that is a resistor. Now we can see first how, let us say we just have a coil here, okay, and we have a coil. If we rotate this particular coil in a clockwise direction, assuming that you rotate it on a axis, okay, this is the axis around which you are going to rotate. Let us say position number 1. So you can assume this is standing vertically in between the two magnetic poles, and the top there is a AB conductor, and at the bottom we have the CD conductor. That would be the position number 1, okay, position number 1. In that direction the conductor will, AB will move in this direction and CD will move in this direction. If you see the direction of motion and the magnetic flux, they are exactly the same, or rather opposite. Angle between them is 0. EMF, the flux linked with them would be 0. So EMF induced in AB and CD would be 0. So you can mark that on the timeline. So this is the EMF in the conductor, so that would be 0. And from this position, position number 1, you can see these dotted lines. I have marked 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now it will, from this vertical position, it will move by 90 degree. So it will move clockwise by 90 degree. So AB would be under the it is very close to the south pole. In that particular position, the direction of the motion of the conductor AB would be directly downwards, and the flux is the direction of the flux is like this. So it is perpendicular to each other. Angle between them is 90 degree. The flux cut by the conductor is maximum. So EMF produced at position number 2 is also maximum. And when the conductor AB comes to the position number 3, again the direction of motion would be like this, and this is the direction of the flux. Angle between them is 0. So 0 flux is cut, EMF induced is 0. And when it moves to the position number 4, okay, position number 4 means AB at this present location, present position, AB is very close to north pole. In this particular direction, when it is moving clockwise, it is going to move upward. So it is going to move upward, and this direction of flux is north to south. Angle between them is 90 degree. So flux cut by the conductor AB is maximum, but it is in the opposite, it is under the opposite pole. So the direction of EMF would be induced would be maximum, but in the opposite direction. Then it rotates back to position number 1. The EMF induced in that position is again 0. So when this coil makes one rotation, means one complete rotation, one cycle of EMF is induced. Okay, as this keep on rotating, we will have a many more cycles, but this is a alternating cycles. If you see, the current is changing the direction, but DC generator, it produces a direct current. The current will not change the direction. Now how that is implemented is, so far we discussed this particular coil is rotating and we are taking a EMF at these 2 points. Now these 2 conductors are connected to something called as a commutator. Okay, and this commutator, what is this commutator? Commutator is a, you can imagine this as a cylindrical structure which is cut into this is a cylindrical structure of a copper and it is cut into 2 pieces, okay, 2 halves, and in between it is sandwiched with a mica, that is a insulator. So we have copper on this side, in between there is a insulator, and we have copper on this side, and one end of the coil is connected to one commutator segment. So these are called as commutator segment. The another end is connected to another commutator segment, and on the body, this is a cylindrical body. On top of the cylindrical body we have the brush, and using those brush we connect a resistor R. Just I will show you how the commutator looks like. Okay, so you can see this is the commutator segment. Okay, and here in the diagram this is the shaft. On top of the shaft we have the commutator segments, and a brush is connected here, and this is the winding. We will see the construction later. Just I wanted you to understand how the commutator looks. So you can see this is the example of many commutator segment. Our example has only two commutator segment. This one side is one and second side is another, so it is complete copper. And you can see in between there is a insulation, that is a mica. It separates the two segments, and brush is connected on top of the both of them. Okay. Okay. Now this window, let me correct this window. Okay. Now you understood the commutator segment. The commutator segment okay, so that was the commutator segment. So you can now you can visualize how it was. In between what you are, this is whole cylindrical structure of a copper. On this side there are two pieces, okay, of that cylinder is cut into two pieces. This is copper side and this is a copper part. In between we have a mica, and on top of that we have the brush. Now with this arrangement what happens is, on this side we have commutator A, on this side we have commutator B. Now whenever this coil is rotating and this commutator is fixed to that coil, whenever this coil is rotating, this commutator segment also rotate. Brush will remain same at the same location, but the commutator segment, this part rotates with the coil. When this particular coil makes a half rotation, let's say when it makes a half rotation, the position of commutator A and B will be changing. Okay, suppose if it is like if I rotate this, and after 180 degree if I bring it to onto the this side, A will come to this side and B will go to the other side, means it will also rotate. When that operation happens, what it will do is automatically the negative half cycle will become positive half cycle as far as the load is concerned. Means what, earlier with this kind of a arrangement, in the first half cycle, let's say current is flowing from Q to P, and after the half cycle what will happen, the position of A and B will be reversed, and this current, the negative cycle, again the current will flow from this point to this point only, that is Q to P. That means what, this particular brush will be always positive and this will be always negative. So current will always grow from here and it will come back. We will see the commutator action, then you will understand how the commutator action converts the AC into DC. You can say this is a commutator is a you can it is a kind of a rectifier. What is a rectifier? We know electronic rectifier which converts the AC into a DC. Similarly, commutator is a, we can say it is a mechanical rectifier which converts the alternating current into a direct current. So this all discussion we just saw went through. We will see the commutator action. Okay, so here is the commutator action. So in this particular example, okay, we have arrangement like this, the coil AB and this is CD, and you can see commutator segment A, in between mica insulation, commutator segment B. Now in this particular position, if I want to find what is the direction of the current, how do we find the direction of the current in the conductor AB? We are going to use the Fleming's right hand rule and we will identify. So this particular conductor, it is rotating clockwise. When it is rotating clockwise at this position, it is vertically upward, right? So you hold your right hand and stretch out your forefinger, thumb and middle finger in such a way that they are at 90 degree. Now point the first forefinger points to the direction of the flux. What is the direction of the flux? North to south. So point the direction of your forefinger north to south. And which way the conductor is moving? Conductor is moving upward, right? Thumb will represent the upward. Now if you see the middle finger, it will show the direction of the current in this direction. Similarly, if you apply the Fleming's left hand rule here, right hand rule here, the direction of motion is downwards here, you will get the current like this. So if you see here, the current is flowing like this and it is coming like this, and to the commutator segment it doesn't go on this side. The reason is this is the insulation. So current will come like this to this brush and through the resistor, and this goes back to commutator segment A, and this is how. So if you see here, if I consider this as the generator, this brush and this brush will act like a positive and a negative. Always I am going to get a current from the positive and the negative. Now what happens after, let's say 180 degree rotation? After 180 degree rotation, AB will come on to the south side and CD will come on to the north side. At the same time, when they moved, the commutator segment also moved. So now you can see commutator segment B came here and A came here. Now again, if you find the direction of motion, direction of the current using Fleming's right hand rule, in conductor CD, the direction is from C to D. So if you see in the earlier, it was from D to C, isn't it? From D to C. Now the direction of the current in the conductor has reversed, and similarly in conductor AB it was from A to B. Now it has changed to B to A, but it is going from B to A, but here we have the commutator segment A. Again it will go through this brush and through the resistor, through this brush, commutator segment B, and back to this CD. So if you observe here, what has happened is, even after one rotation, the direction of the current through the resistor is always in only one direction. Means this particular brush will act like a positive and this is acts like a negative. So this is the very important concept. Using the commutator, we can generate, it converts the negative cycle into the positive cycle as well. So it is it's a mechanical rectifier. Using the commutator segment, the AC will get converted into a DC. So that is how this is the generator. We have the rotation, that is mechanical energy, is converted into electrical energy. But what kind of a energy we have? What kind of a electrical energy? We have a direct current. Always we will have one brush as positive and another brush as negative. So this is how we understand how the commutator action happens and DC is generated. So in this session we looked into what is a DC machine. Two types of machines are there: DC generator and DC motor. We are looking into the DC generator. We understood what is the working principle. DC generator works on the principle of Faraday's first law, that is Faraday's first law of electromagnetic induction. Whenever there is a change in whenever flux linked with a coil or a conductor changes and EMF is produced, that is the principle. And on top of that, we understood the concept of or the action of the commutator, where the negative cycle is also gets converted into a positive cycle. That is how we are going to get the positive current only. In the next session we will see how the construction of a DC generator is done. So in the construction you can see additional to the static part, so this is the magnetic field and rotating part we have. Then we have additional thing is a commutator and a brush. Those are the things we will look into the construction of a DC generator.